After days of immigration raids in Charlotte, North Carolina, that right-wing media tried to imply was facing these wild, violent Antifa protests, officials have announced that the operation is now over. So everybody calm down, relax, and stop protesting. Or is the operation actually over? Because it kind of seems like they're being a little bit dishonest about it. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on. DHS dubbed the operation Operation Charlotte's Web. You get it? Because it's in Charlotte, and this regime definitely reads books, at least at a kid's level. Anyway, so they arrested
a talking pig. Am I right, John?
Dun, quiet piggy. They led to over 370 arrests. Some of them might actually have been migrants, we might someday find out. Anyway, over the more than 5 days that they did it, enforcement actions disrupted life across the city, resulting in business closures, children kept out of school, and widespread fear in the community. Basically, all the things that they claim migrants are causing, but don't, they just go in and do that one city at a time. But anyway, so here are the statements that have come out. Let's separate the truth from the fiction. So Sheriff McFadden said that Charlotte's Web has concluded, putting out this statement. Federal officials have confirmed with Mecklenburg County Sheriff Garry McFadden that the operation has officially concluded. As a result, there will be no CBP operations in Charlotte that's yesterday, Thursday, November 20th. And the sheriff says, we will continue to build relationships, mend bridges, and listen to the voices of everyone in our community. As we move forward, I want the city of Charlotte to know I will keep fighting for clarity, accountability, and trust. I will continue to protect this city and every single one of its citizens. The city of Charlotte then put out this statement saying that it appears that US Border Patrol has ceased its operations in Charlotte. And then it goes on again, the stuff, we're gonna come back together after letting these federal agents in to screw people over and interfere with their lives. But the thing is, the Assistant Secretary for DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, says the operation is not over and it's not ending anytime soon. So why are they telling people to relax? Why are they trying to diffuse the protests if the stuff is still gonna be going on? And like the city put out a statement, the mayor and the sheriff put out a statement. So are they just lying to us, or were they lied to by DHS? I don't know. And it's not just Charlotte, by the way, that's still experiencing these. Durham, some other cities in the area, not even just in that area. New Orleans, remember, had been like on the docket to be invaded. Apparently, operations after Thanksgiving by CBP are gonna start there. And so this is continuing to spread. There was a court case or a court decision just in the last day that's gonna try to end the occupation of DC, Brett. But it kind of seems like now maybe they're just hoping to use misinformation to stop some of the protests. I don't know, what do you think?
No, it takes a real someone to make raids not cool. Like, I love the part of the movie where the raid happens. They're like, are you ready? People are yelling hut. They're knocking through doors. It's cool because usually the raid is of like a place where there's money being counted really fast and drugs flying all over the place and people with listening to the radio and smoking cigarettes and packaging cocaine, and they're like, oh no, grab the rifles, and they fight. This is like, all right, were you gonna build a deck? Was anyone here gonna build it? We're gonna raid this place. We're gonna arrest American citizens because it's easier. And we're lazy, and we couldn't make it in any other government agency or police department or some kind of, law enforcement office or branch of the military. So we're here now, we're lazy, but we have seen the movies with the raids, we'd like to do it. And here's the thing, like, most people have caught on. Most people are like, what are you doing? And most people are like, I'm fine with, like, if you came here illegally, you got to get back in line behind the people who came here legally. That's fine. But when you're violently abducting people on the street wearing masks, only then does it really crystallize in people's minds that, like, oh, we're better than this, aren't we?
Exactly. Or at least we should be. Well, anyway, people have been really turning against these operations for obvious reasons. So the propaganda machine has to spool up and really try to convince people that all this is good and migrants are bad. And here is one of the most inept examples.
What happens if we lose is that the 40 million, 30 million, 80 million criminal aliens will immediately be given naturalization by Democrats instantly. That's what will happen. And then they will a lot of them vote anyway, then they will all vote. And that'll end the republic as we know it. So that's what's at stake. And it's worth talking about. Your life is made better by mass deportations. Every single thing you hate about your life right now or American culture is caused by mass immigration and criminal immigration. And it could be fixed by mass deportations.
These guys are so comically mediocre and bad at their jobs and not clever and not smooth and not charismatic. Dude, you doink. Your job is to, over time, subtly convince people to think in a way that they would never explicitly mention, but deep down they'd believe, I bet all the problems in my life are from migrants. You're not supposed to just blurt it out, you donkey. What are you talking about? You just say it in like one sentence. And by the way, no, people know what their problems are. We can bring up the chart here. They don't like the cost of living. They're worried about democracy. Yes, some of them are worried about immigration, but a lot of them are worried about housing and electricity and the price of gasoline and healthcare affordability and all of those issues, the quality of education. You idiot, you blunderer, you fool. And anyway, and how many migrants is it? You know, the 40, 30, 80, I don't know, there's some of them, I don't care. Don't you think that you should maybe land on a number to propagandize against? You're seeming a little bit wild there. And also, I love the desire to have his xenophobia and eat it too. And if we don't get rid of them, they'll be able to vote. I mean, they already vote. That's why we vote. But also they'd be able to vote in the future. Which is it? Which is the conspiracy? They're not voting and they're not gonna be able to vote. If the Democrats could just snap a finger and then they're all citizens, they can vote, why didn't they do that? The Democrats had unified control not that many years ago. Again, it's just such inept, blundering fear mongering by a guy not even qualified to do this. It barely is even a job he's being asked to do, and he's doing a terrible job of it. Brett, what do you think?
I disagree. I think he's right. Everything that I hate about America is caused by illegal immigration. And I don't mean illegal immigrants. I mean people like Benny Johnson are what I hate about America. And they are all talking about this, like illegal immigration is the one thing they seem to be harping on all the time. And if there was no illegal immigration, I'd like to actually believe that he would go away, but I got a feeling he would just pick something else hateful. Like, and also they're saying the reason that stuff's going bad is because of poor immigrants. The reason you're poor is not because of the rich people who have all the money. It's the poor people who, like you, don't have money. Like, imagine, like, and then also just from a strictly like racist perspective, close your eyes and picture like the homeless guy who's gonna rob you. Is he Mexican? Like, is he? No, it's like white. It's like like every other kind of American, just like standing like this on the street. In your opinion, like they want you to think it is. I just, as a person who loves making gross, unfair generalizations, I just don't see them as like immigrants. I think the immigrants, like the thing they do. Have you talked to one? Also, like I've talked to like immigrants, undocumented people. And they're like, the thing that reminds me of Mexico is how Trump's behaving. That is a very real thing. The thing that reminds me of what I didn't like about Mexico is the government behaving with like a dictator, like a piece of crap, like a corrupt person seeking power and doing it because they love just kicking out the institutions we need to maintain some kind of system that delivers for people.
Yeah. No, it's totally inept. It's just, I love the idea like he'd like stub his toe and be like, Guatemalans. That's not
so
actually
crazy
how real people's lives work. But anyway, let's turn
thanks
to
Obama, but V2.
Thanks Hondurans. It doesn't make any sense.